Let's talk about intention and the language that we use and how we communicate with inflections within the language that we use. Intention is whatever I am bringing to a particular situation, how I want things to go, how I want things to turn out. It's bridging the gap between now, in this one moment, and the desire, the goal that I want to fulfill, the state that I want to be in. The language that we use, there's a lot of talk about writing the present tense versus the I will, and I am of the opinion that those sorts of things don't matter nearly as much as the feeling that is produced by those words. And how words produce feeling is intimately connected with how we express the meaning of a particular thought. Let me explain. Let's say that you want to accomplish something. You want to, you set some big goal for yourself. Doesn't matter what it is. And the question that comes to mind is, how are you going to do that? I'm doing the best that I can to say that without any inflection at all. We can take that very statement and assign different meaning to it, different interpretation to it, both as the speaker and as the listener, simply by changing the emphasis or the inflection of how we say that. How are you going to do that? Let's look at that. How are you going to do that? 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 Each one of those sentences has a different intention behind it based on the inflection and the emphasis that I'm putting on the different words within that sentence. So as we're thinking of something, like the two main ones that jump out at me as I'm thinking about that is one set of inflections is going to be encouraging and move me towards what I want. The other one's going to shut the whole thing down. And then, of course, we can, like what I mean by that is like, how am I going to do that? That puts me into problem-solving mode. The other way that shuts it down is like, how am I going to do that? See, you can feel the difference on that. And then, of course, we can add emphasis to more than one word in a given sentence like that. Like, how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? That puts me more into problem-solving mode. So as you're having thoughts that come up into your mind related to different intentions, related to different goals that you've set for yourself, pay attention to your intention and how you're expressing those things within your own mind, within your own mental conversation. And if the way that you are expressing it doesn't line up, doesn't match up with the way you want things to turn out, change it by changing the intention behind it and by changing the inflection or the emphasis within that sentence. Be strong.